New tonight, word of animals being abandoned at the Tiger King Park. Animal rights activists are upset about the situation involving Tiger King's Jeff Lowe. 13 Chief Investigator Darcy Spears shows us how Lowe's criminal past in Las Vegas could complicate his future.
Jeff Lowe cut a plea deal in Las Vegas in 2018. Instead of jail, he got probation for illegally exhibiting exotic animals, selling photo ops with tiger cubs in Las Vegas neighborhoods. As part of that plea deal, the judge ordered Lowe to stay out of trouble, but it seems that was too tall an order, and animals could be paying the price.
This video provided by TMZ shows federal authorities from U.S. Fish and Wildlife and the USDA this month confiscating 68 protected lions, tigers, lion-tiger hybrids, and a jaguar from Jeff and Lauren Lowe's Tiger King Park in Thackerville, Oklahoma. The feds were executing a search and seizure warrant for ongoing Endangered Species Act and animal welfare violations. Prosecutors say the endangered animals were allegedly abused. On May 17th.
Well, yes, the Lowes left on the morning that the feds came in, which was a Monday morning.
Steve Hindy is president of Showing Animals Respect and Kindness, or SHARK. The animal protection organization uses technology like drones and cameras to document conditions animals are kept in. While tracking the animals at Tiger King Park over several months, they had run-ins with the Lowes.
When we first flew our drones over his property, his wife was running around with a pistol.
Lowe himself threatens to shoot it down, too.
Whether it's legal or not, it will come down.
Whether it's legal or not, we'll shoot the drone down.
Yes, I'll face the repercussions if I shoot the drone down.
According to this affidavit, during the execution of the search and seizure warrant on May 6th, Lauren Lowe threatened to kill a federal agent from U.S. Fish and Wildlife.
These people, in my opinion, they have no respect for the animals, for their neighbors, or even for themselves.
On May 18th, Shark began filming again.
So we were really interested in what happened after the authorities and the rescue party left.
Authorities were only authorized to confiscate the big cats because they're protected by the Endangered Species Act. They left the rest of the animals behind.
There were horses, there was a burro, there were a couple of ponies, there was the camel, the wolves, there were some primates.
Also, tortoises, lemurs, emus, goats, caracals, bobcats, foxes, and serval cats, plus new claims from neighbors.
They have released some of the animals into the neighborhood.
People living nearby tell 13 Investigates they've seen an albino raccoon, a porcupine, and a peacock that used to live at the park. As for those still on the property,
There's still quite a few animals there. And just they were not getting adequate and proper care. I mean, somebody was there, but they weren't there on a regular basis.
Of particular concern, this camel, which Shark filmed sticking his neck out under his enclosure fence, straining to reach some greenery.
If the camel was really being properly and adequately fed, why does he need to do that?
Jeff Lowe did not return our calls or texts. A source close to the Lowes claims this is normal behavior for the camel and that he's well cared for, but improper animal care, including inadequate food, shelter, and veterinary care, are some of the things that originally got the Lowes in trouble with federal authorities. A USDA inspector documented at least 3 big cats under the age of 1 year who died as a result of malnutrition since the end of September 2020, and 2 more less than a year old that died under suspicious circumstances during that same time. Hindy says the animals are only part of the problem on the Tiger King property right now, pointing to these images Shark's drone captured last weekend.
Well, it was kind of half burned, but it was just loaded with bones and decaying carcasses. And on top of that, just junk, just garbage, cans, bottles, including containers, used containers of oil and bleach. And the remnants of those containers were like a sheen on the standing water.
Then It rained, and he said the water started flowing.
Not just the Lowe property that's being poisoned, but actually getting onto neighboring properties.
They've shared these images with Oklahoma environmental authorities. USDA has been noting similar issues at the park. At a May 6th inspection, a USDA veterinarian noted a strong stench coming from a pile of rotting animals attracting flies, as well as rotting carcasses inside some enclosures and a refrigeration truck covered in flies, likely filled with putrid meat.
And when the breeze would blow off their property onto the neighboring property where we were allowed to take off, in the end, it was just rank. It was just vile.
Shark's drone images also show garbage strewn across the porch and yard of this structure on the property.
It's a danger to everyone so long as that property remains the way it is.
A number of animal groups have volunteered to rescue the remaining animals, and Hindi says some have disappeared from the property, which may be a good thing.
But when it's the Lowes that are making them disappear, you don't know what's going on. You just don't know.
We've been unable to confirm where those animals have gone, as Jeff Lowe is not responding to our calls or texts. All this is going on in Oklahoma as the Las Vegas case drags on.
I hope the judge will finally lose patience with this guy who keeps making a mockery of the judge and the whole court system until somebody really slaps him down good. He's just more emboldened.
Lowe has told his lawyer he wants out of the animal business due to too many issues with federal agencies. Shark investigator Mike Kabliska says they'll be watching.
We're going to keep watching him, and if he pops up somewhere else, we're going to document what he's doing with those animals out there.
The latest continuance in the Las Vegas case came after claims that Lowe suffered a stroke and was unable to travel from Oklahoma. A new hearing has been scheduled for June 9th. If it's found that Lowe violated the terms of his plea deal, he could be looking at 6 months in jail. Darcy Spears, 13 Investigates.